Many of you ask how to render and sculpt muscles so they look solid and well-defined. To start, we block in a background color and use an airbrush to create a gradient effect, nailing down the background first. Next, we paint the silhouette of the character. The local colors of the characters are divided into 3 parts: the skin or muscles, the red top, and the dark pants. The key point here is that the locality color of the red clothing shouldn't fade to low of a saturation, otherwise it will look muddy. Then, use an airbrush to build up the overall form and volume. At this step, don't get bogged down in specific muscle anatomy. The main goal is to polish down the overall shadows and boost the highlights. This gives the piece a strong sense of volume, making the characters pop out from flat canvas, whether darkening or highlighting, treating it globally without getting caught up in local details. Next, we pick a harder brush to block in the shapes of the shadow areas. You need to push these darks in boldly here, otherwise, the overall tone will end up looking gray, flat, and lacking weight. Then, we make the overall structure more explicit by approaching it with a blend-based mindset. You can think of each small volume as being built from a few shapes. Once we paint these planar shapes, the forms merges naturally, and the structural feeling becomes very strong. Once this broad effect is achieved, you can start in-depth rendering on this foundation, cleaning up the Brushstrokes and making the transitions between planes look more natural. Of course, while blending the transitions, even though we soften shapes, we still need to select certain areas to lock the structure edge control. For instance, on structures with sharper turns, we can make the edges more defined. This creates soft and hard edges variations, giving the overall piece much better rhythm. During the rendering process, you must balance details while keeping the overall form in mind. Don't let small details ruin the macro volume. Finally, do an overall pass to ensure every structural block has a strong sense of volume, and that wraps up this drawing. Alright, I'm Mia Mayo. See you next time.